Everyone, welcome back to my channel BioMe. So today in this video lecture we are going to discuss about kingdom Plantae or plant kingdom. As in our previous video lecture we have discussed about 5 kingdom of classification for living organism, and those 5 kingdoms were Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. Now these classification of living organism done on some basic criterias. The criterias were their cellular structure, their mode of nutrition, body organization, reproduction and phylogenetic relationship. Right? So let's learn about plant kingdom or kingdom Plantae. And so let's have a detailed look at the plant kingdom notes which are provided in this video lecture, and also a conceptual understanding for the topic. Right? Let's So children, kingdom Plantae basically includes all the plant which are eukaryotic, multicellular and autotrophic organism. Its characteristics are they are eukaryotic, right? They are multicellular, also they are autotrophic, which means they prepare their own food. Now the plant cell contains rigid cell wall, we all know about it, and have two pigments like chlorophyll and chloroplast pigment. Now this pigment required for a process called photosynthesis. Now this photosynthesis is a process through which plants prepare their own food. Now kingdoms, for if we talk about characteristic for this kingdom, for plant kingdom, they are non-motile. Non-motile means which is non-movable. Plants are non-motile, they make their own foods, that's why they called autotrophic, right? And they also reproduce asexually by vegetative propagation. There is a process called vegetative propagation, right? These are multicellular eukaryotes, and the plant cells that contains the outer cell wall and a large central vacuole. Another characteristic is plant contain photosynthetic pigment. Now what was the photosynthetic pigment? Right now I have told you about the photosynthetic pigment. That pigment is chlorophyll. Okay, this is a photosynthetic pigment which is present in this photosynthetic pigment. It is present in plastids. This chlorophyll, this is present in plastids, right? Now they have different organelles for reproduction and support and photosynthesis. Now coming for classification of kingdom. Now plant kingdom is further divided into subgroups, or we can say it is further classified into some subgroups. The classification based on the following criteria. This plant kingdom, as I told you, it is subdivided into some subgroups, and they are based on this division is based on some criteria. The criteria is like plant body. Okay, plant body as in we can say presence or absence of well differentiated body. Example like well differentiated root, stem, leaves. Okay, now next criteria was vascular system. Now this vascular system, what does it mean? It means this classification based on vascular system also, which means presence or absence of vascular system for the transportation of waters or the other substances. Now in plant, what are the vascular systems that they have? Xylem and phloem, right? Next we have third criteria, which is the last criteria. The last criteria is seed formation. Now seed formation, which means presence or absence of flower and seed, and if the seeds are naked or enclosed in a fruit. Now coming to the classification, subclassification, or we can say subgroups of plant kingdom. First we have thallophytes, right? Next we have bryophytes, okay? Next we have pteridophytes, spermatophytes, and this spermatophyte is subdivided into two groups, gymnosperm, angiosperm, and this angiosperm is further divided into monocots and dicots, okay? Moving further, so here come our first division, which is thallophyta. Let's see what thallophyte says about. Okay, so thallophyta, or we can say thallophyte, they are lack of well differentiated body structure, and the plant body is just like a thallus, which means you can see example over here. This is it is a plant. Thallophyta is a category in which plant is not differentiated into root, stem and leaves, as you can see here in the picture. Now the plant is in the form of thallus. It is written over here, thallus. Now what does thallus means? Thallus means a body that is not differentiated into leaves, and we can say a legs, true root and a vascular system, which means root, stem, leaves are totally not differentiated, right? Vascular system is not differentiated, right? Its its typical example is like algae, fungi, lichens and some liverworts. Example written over here, algae, fungi and some lichens belong to this group. Now coming to its first example, I am going to take example for algae. The few characteristics of algae are, we can say that they are autotroph. Obviously all the plants are autotrophic in nature, which means they prepare their own food. Now why algae is green in color? Most of the algae are green in color. It is because they contain a pigment which is called chlorophyll. They also contain a cell wall. This algae, it also contains a cell wall which is made up of cellulose, right? Now they are mostly unicellular. Algae, they are unicellular. Now where we can find these algae? These can find in marine or in fresh water. Its habitat is marine and fresh water, right? They also undergo asexual and sexual reproduction, and they are found in many color. As I told you, some algae are green because they contain a pigment which is called chlorophyll, right? Green algae, we can say that examples of green algae are chara, chlamydomonas, and volvox. There are also brown algae. There is also a brown algae. Example for that is laminaria and fucus. One more color of algae we have, which is red. We can take example of Porphyra or Polysiphonia. These are some different colors of algae which is found in nature: green algae, brown algae, and red algae. So as I told you that green algae, this colors is because this green algae, why is it called green algae? Because this green color appears due to the presence of pigment which is called chlorophyll, right? Now next we have red algae. This appearance of red is because of a pigment which is called phycoerythrin. I'm writing over here phycoerythrin. Now this phycoerythrin is a pigment which reflects to red light. Please make it as a note. This phycoerythrin, it reflects to red light and absorb blue light. Now last algae we have is brown algae. Now why it appears to be a brown in color? Because it contains a pigment which is called fucoxanthin. Now this is a brown color, and other brown algae as well as the diatoms, they are brown in visibility, and they are found in cytoplasm, stroma of the chloroplast. These are the two places where we can find this fucoxanthin, stroma of the chloroplast. Right, now also this fucoxanthin, or we can say phycobilins, they are water soluble pigment, right? So the three major classes of photosynthetic pigment which occur in algae is chlorophyll, right, carotenoids, and phycobilins. So this is about algae. Let's move further. Now apart from characteristics, we have some uses of algae. Now how algae can be useful to us? Algae like nostoc, spirulina, alva, I'm writing over here, alva, nostoc, spirulina, they are used to eat. They are used to eat, right? Also Anabaena, nostoc, Anabaena, they used to help in carry out of nitrogen fixation. Coming to next, we have one more use, like agar agar. Now this agar agar is basically obtained from red algae, which is used to make ice cream and syrups. Yes, exactly, it is used to make ice creams and syrups.